She's the pride of the White Star Line. May her engines never stall. Her sisters died from Bergen Mine, but she'll run for decades more. She'll run for decades more. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub, motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I. It is everyone's favorite jack of all trades, Commodore Urban. Welcome back to another awesome fucking video, guys. I greatly do appreciate it. Before I dive in this bitch, I want to give a big special shout out to all of you guys, my viewers, my subscribers, both new and old, for sticking around watching this shit. It's the reason why I fucking do this for all you guys, so yeah. Anyway, that was actually part of a song that I had just recently discovered, titled Pride of the White Star Line by The Longest Johns. And it wasn't about the Titanic, no. It was about the Olympic, the old reliable. And so I was so inspired by that song that I actually drew this picture of Olympic, old reliable herself. You know, pride of the White Star Line, may her engine never stall. And of course, I looked through my entire collection of ship books, and sadly that's the only fucking book about the Olympic I have. I've got to change that. But anyway, so in honor of Olympic, I want to do a retro kind of a look at and review of a model kit I built almost a decade ago. And they're actually quite rare now though, but it is this kit right here. The Revell 1/700 scale model of the RMS Olympic from 1911. And the kit number is 05212. And on the front of the box, we have this beautiful illustration of Olympic as she would appear around 1911, early 1912. Fucking steaming probably out of Southampton. Of course, we have another ship in the background from telling it's probably, supposedly, the Titanic, which that image never would have really happened, except if she was at Harlan and Wolff, which this does not look like Harlan and Wolff. But the kit composed of 132 parts. It says it was simple to assemble thanks to the distortion resistant components. Yeah, I'll get into that here in a little bit. Represents appearance in 1911. Detailed hull with textured planking, 3 ship screws. Detailed decks with textured wooden planking. Deck superstructures with window apertures. Lifeboats with davits. Derricks, detailed funnels, display stand, and detailed decals. And these are the prototype model, which, honestly, if I was going to say anything, the prototype model looks slightly better than what my model turned out. I don't know, I'll show you guys my end result and you guys tell me. There's the end of the box. It is a skill level 3, so slightly on the harder end. And that's what that end of the box looks like. And of course, we have a little bit of history here. Of the 3 ships of the Olympic class, only the RMS Olympic carried on making the Atlantic crossing for 24 years. Fuck yeah, she did. Her sister ships, the RMS Titanic and HMHS Britannic, sank in 1912 and 1916. The Olympic went into history as the Old Reliable, commissioned in June 1911, with a tonnage of 45,324 gross registered tons. In 1935, after the merger of White Star Line and Cunard, she was scrapped. Fucking sadly, I wish she wasn't. I wish she would have been fucking saved. During the First World War, she served as a troop transporter, was then converted from coal to oil-fired, and during one Atlantic crossing, she even withstood a monster typhoon, a wave. The model kit shows the Olympic after her completion in 1911. After the Titanic catastrophe, more lifeboats were taken on board, which visibly altered the silhouette of the Olympic. In addition, she was given an internal double hull until the completion of the Titanic. Her first built sister, Olympic, was the largest ship in the world. And of course, right here it says the kit was made in Europe, 2013. Now, I learned about this fucking model kit actually. See, it's all in these other languages and shit, but see, there's it's halfway. And the Bismarck kit is a level 5. Which the big Bismarck, anyway. Fuck, anyway. There's Titanic, and that's the 1/700 scale one. Anyway, I first learned about this fucking kit from a, it was a fucking, what do you call it? It was an article in a model maker's magazine. It was, Scale Modeler. I was like, you know what? I always wanted a model kit of Olympic since I built so many of the Titanic, so fuck, why not? So anyway, here are the instructions. Shows a really nice image of Olympic on the top. And here is some information about her. I'll try to get it all in. If you guys want to fucking try to read that, pause it and read it if you fucking want. I ain't gonna go through that shit. And here's all this the random mumbo jumbo crap. And here is all the stuff included. That's the way everything looked. Spur wise, and it did come with string, but I didn't fucking use it for that. And of course, pretty straightforward, just like any other Revell model ship. Especially just like the 1/700 scale, Revell's 1/700 scale Titanic, because for the most part, this is the Revell 1/700 scale Titanic model kit. The only thing they did differently was the hull. They made new molds for the hull because Olympic's hull was different from Titanic, especially the superstructure. Because, I'll explain that shit here in a little bit, but the hull molds were made new. And also the decals for Olympic, like for the base and the ship's name of port of registry and shit like that. Other than that, it was a Titanic. Was this a redone 1/700 scale Titanic model with slightly altered parts to make the sister ship Olympic, which, you know what, that's pretty smart, honestly. So now here is the finished model set on top of this book. Yes, I will be reviewing this book very shortly, so stay tuned for that shit. And if you have one look at the model Olympic, it's a very nice little model. It's very detailed, for the most part, very well molded. This particular kit, they did a very nice job with the moldings and the details on the mold, especially with the hull plating. I'm very fucking impressed with the hull plating, especially if you can look up underneath it. You may not be able to see it, but the entire underside is completely plated. So, but like I said, the two halves of the hull were made specifically for Olympic, because on Olympic, her A deck was completely open while Titanic's forward half was enclosed, and Olympic's B deck was an enclosed promenade, while on Titanic, that was all removed except for stints of it was for, like cabins and stuff. And of course the second class area was shortened on Titanic for the addition of the Cafe Parisien and, the French palm courts and stuff. But, this model Olympic is very, very detailed, and very nicely so. For such a small scale model, it's very well done. I'm not a real big fan of small scale models, but when I first looked at this one and was building it, I was really fucking blown away by how nice a job Revell did. Because usually Revell model ships, they're usually, especially their older model ships, are fucking garbage. But this one's not. But like I said, if I could redo it over again, I definitely would. I would paint like the window frames and shit. Because at the time when I did this, I really wasn't that super great at window frame painting and shit as I am now. And some parts of this are actually broke. The original plastic jackstaff broke. That's a little metal rod I put in place. Part of the mast broke. I had to glue a metal rod on and repaint it. And of course the stern jackstaff also broke, and that's another little piece of metal. And the flags are missing and shit. Of course, the hull stripe is a series of decals. The name on the bow is a series of decals. There we go. You can see it says Olympic. Like I said, if I can get underneath the hull a little bit. Look at the fucking detail underneath it though. It's amazing. The detail on this thing is... It was a nice model. It took me about almost 3 months to build it because I wasn't working on it all the time. There were a few fit issues, especially with, like, I've noticed with every Titanic model I built, the fucking boat deck is always the worst part of any Olympic class model. The fucking main boat deck is always the bitch to put on. And of course the two hulls, half of the hulls were a little bit of awkward, but they weren't super bad. But overall, this particular model of Olympic, it's very nice. And it's a very collectible model now too, very sought after. I seen one of these not too long ago, sold for over $120 still new in the box, so good luck trying to fucking find one, guys. I know if I ever find me another one, I'm going to snatch it and probably build another one, so who knows. But anyway, overall, nice model kit. And if you can buy aftermarket for this, which they do make aftermarket railing and shit for this, fucking buy it and detail it up a little bit, make yourself a nice little super scale model of the first of the class. Because, you know, the Olympic, she deserves to be remembered more than what she is, because if it wasn't for Olympic, there'd be no fucking Titanic. So, yeah, great kit. Absolutely amazing stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little retro review of the Revell 1/700 scale model of the RMS Olympic from 1911. And if you have any questions or comments about any of the shit I do, leave them in the fucking comment section below and I'll get back with you. And if you're new to the channel, like the shit I fucking do, hit the fucking subscribe button, hit the damn notification bell. Never miss an interview from yours truly ever again. Until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Saying out smooth seas and clear skies, happy sailing with you. God bless you all. Take care, stay safe, be yourselves. Jesus and the good Lord love you all very much. And until next time, I'll catch you on a warm trade wind where anyone knows. And let's go Brandon, fuck Joe Biden and Kamala Harris both, because they both fucking suck. In Trump 2024, baby. Yeah.